The moon in Libra, it's about wanting to have the initiative and create your own career. You're very diplomatic, and your mother was very diplomatic. There was the lessons that you learned from her was about seeing both sides of things and working well with people, although sometimes that can be draining. Anyway, you're good at it. You have Mercury in Scorpio. You were very insightful. You're able to get to the heart of the matter. What kind of work do you do?
Actually, I'm a student studying for a master's degree in English, teaching English as a second language.
Well, certainly the sun sign Sagittarius, as I'm sure you know, is about higher education, and the moon in Libra, it's complementary. It would help a lot. The planet Mercury, which rules the mind, you're able to get to the heart of the matter, things quickly. Venus in Sagittarius, your love is about higher learning, so I think that's a very good place for you to be. If you'd like to call back, maybe one day next week or something, we can try and look at this more in depth. I have to go, though.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thank you for calling. All right, line 3, Kathy in Mount Kisco, watching on cable channel 12, July 8th, 1947. 7/8/47. Kathy, good morning. You're on with Mary Michele.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning, Mary. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay. I was wondering, this is my first time calling, and I was just wondering about a general overlook, maybe towards business as well.
Okay. July 8th. You were born with the sun in Cancer, as you know, and the moon in Pisces. This is also a very harmonious angle. Are you very close to your mother?
Yes.
Yeah. You probably had to help her quite a bit recently. Have you felt that?
Yes.
Yeah. You asked me about work, though, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. I think that there was a shift maybe 5 years ago that wasn't particularly pleasant, but that you've been working yourself back up to where you need to be. What kind of work do you do?
Well, I'm a graphic designer.
Uh-huh. Did you do something different? Did you go into your own business about 5 years ago?
It's more like 10 now.
Uh-huh.
I was a chef, and I got sick, and I have MS, and so I've been struggling with a whole new career as a result of the MS.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't been able to get my feet planted anywhere in particular.
Well, you are, it's much stronger than you think it is. The sun in Cancer, and you have Mercury in Cancer, and, the moon in Pisces. There's an emotional quality here that I think you're not giving yourself enough credit for. You have a better sense, and you're working better with yourself than you know that you are, than you're confident that you are. It's about confidence. The sun in Cancer sometimes doesn't have, even though it's a cardinal sign, it's leadership, and it's about you working for yourself, and you can really inspire others quite a bit. When there's a lot of water in the chart, there's the factor sometimes where you don't trust your intuition as much as you should. So I don't know if this rings true for you, but I think graphic design is something that makes a lot of sense for you. You have, you have Venus in Gemini, so you're able to see lots of different things. You're able to do two things at once almost. Is there something else in particular that I could help you with?
How do I look in terms of love, or how does my horoscope? Am I in sync with the universe, or do I look good? Or am I having? Is this a downtime for me in?
Well, no, it's a pretty good time. It was really the worst time for you was about 5 years ago.
Okay.
So I think you're working back up from there. But sometimes, we remember the bad more than we do the good. So it might be harder for you to remember back further than 5 years ago when things were working better for you.
Oh no, I'm really capable of saying. In fact, I remember when I was a chef, and I say that the best part of me was when I was a chef. So
Well, it's not the best part of you. The best part of you is still to come.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay,
Thanks
thank you
calling.
for calling. It's 9:44 at WVIP, and we're going to get to Robert, to Carol, to Anna, and to Ellen. All this coming up just about a minute away with Mary Michele. Cotonou Rexall Pharmacy, a legend pharmacy. Robert is calling from Mayapack. Date of birth is March 4th, 1980. Good morning, Robert. You're on with Mary Michele.
Hello.
Hello, Robert.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? Did you have a particular question?
I'd like to just know about my, immediate future.
Okay.
Succeed this year or whatever.
Okay. The sun in Pisces, the moon in Libra. This is not one thing or the other particularly. The moon, you're unconscious in the sign of Libra. It's about diplomacy. Mercury in Pisces, Venus in Aries. Are you a little more concerned about your love life these days?
Well, sort of, but, taking a sort of reprise from that for a while.
Well, okay, well, I think that you might feel sometimes with Venus and Aries, your projection of the feminine, or what you perceive as being attractive to you in the feminine, is kind of the warrior goddess. It's kind of like a Pallas Athena or the goddess Diana. You like quite strong women. There's a side of you that, and sometimes that they might overcome you, they might be too strong. So I think what you need to do is you have to learn how to understand that within yourself, and then you won't attract ones that are too strong, if that rings true for you. Were you the immediate future you were asking me about? I think with the Sun, Mercury, and Pisces, there might have been a little lack of clarity over the last few months, and I think that the clarity is going to increase tremendously in April. So if you have if you have something that you're working on that you can bring to some kind of conclusion to start new things in April, it's a good time. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you for calling. It's always nice to hear from people who are off from school today. They deserve the day off, I guess. Who wants to be out on a day like today?
Well, definitely.
Carol, are you there? Carol is calling from New Rochelle, listening on WVIP Radio, June 1552. You there?
Yes, I am. Good.
Okay, you're on with Mary Michele.
Thank you, Mary. Good morning.
Hi, Carol.
How are you?
Did you have a particular question?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm having some marital problems at the moment, and I'd like to know if you can give me some input about that.
Okay. You have the sun in Gemini. You have the moon in Aries. This is, complementary. The moon is in a fire sign, and the sun is in an air sign. Mercury in Cancer. Venus in Gemini. I think that probably this has been a long time coming, this relationship problem. Have you been involved with this person for a long time?
We're married about 8 years.
Yeah.
And another Gemini.
Another Gemini.
He's 5/25/55.
Well, I can't quite get to him today because there seem to be a lot of other calls here, but...
I just wanted you to have a little more input.
Okay, well, I think whatever transpired, however are you speaking with this husband? Are you, trying to work things out?
Yes.
Well, I think that whatever transpired around Thanksgiving, the end of November, the first week in December, this was a time when you were able to be more clear thinking about what it is that you need out of the relationship. And whichever way that you decided around that time is the way that it's probably going to go. And, I think that's whatever the outcome of that was. You kind of have to look at the past a little bit and see that, just late fall, and see how that was working. And then you'll be able to be clearer about your decision of how you need to change with this relationship.
Is it a relationship that has possibilities, or?
It's up to you. It's really up to you. I mean, the indications were that it had not been good up until Thanksgiving, the end of November, the beginning of December. But at that time, you had a choice to either make it work in your favor, to work in your favor either way.
Right.
Okay? I have to go. Thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you for calling. 10 minutes before the hour here at WVIP, we're going to take the calls from Anna, from Ellen, and from Steve, and I think that's just going to about do it. Anna is on. She is listening on 1310 a.m. down in Armonk. Date of birth is February 2nd, 1970. Anna, good morning. You're on with Mary Michele.
Hi, thanks for taking my call. I had a question about my relationship with my boyfriend. He was born October 14th in 1968, and I was wondering, how our signs congeal, how we go together.
You were born in the year of the dog. He was born in the year, let's see, 1968, you said, right?
October 14th.
1968, so that's 12 from 68 is 58, 56. Yeah, he was born in the year of the monkey. You're a little more loyal than he is. He's a little kind of here, there, and everywhere, but certainly in terms of the compatibility of the sun signs, the sun in Aquarius and the sun in Libra is very complementary. You're able to keep up with each other, and you probably move around quite a bit. February 2nd, you were born with the sun in Aquarius, the moon in Sagittarius. It's harmonious.
What does that mean?
Harmonious? It works well together.
Okay, with Sagittarius, you mean?
Sagittarius is, it usually represents our mother. The moon there in the sign of Sagittarius means that your mother might have been a teacher. She was somebody that might have inspired you into the realms of higher learning, that kind of thing. You have a Sun-Venus conjunction. You have a very attractive demeanor to men in general, but probably there's something a little unusual about it.
Right.
Okay, thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you for calling. All right, let's get to line 1 where Ellen is watching on cable channel 12 up in Somers. Date of birth, October 27th, 1955. Ellen, good morning. You're on with Mary Michele.
Good morning, Mary. I've had a health problem since January, and I'd like to know how the future looks.
Okay, 1027. You have the sun in Scorpio. You have the moon in Pisces. Since January?
Yes.
Not before?
Well, December 31st.
No, right. No, I meant you hadn't been ill before that?
No. Well, I was ill about 6 years ago when I had my daughters, but that resolved.
Well, is this a similar kind of illness, though?
Not at all.
Not at all. Well, the sun in Scorpio, the moon in Pisces, it's harmonious. It's a good angle. Your emotional life is pretty secure. You have a strong understanding of how you work with your emotional life. The sun in Scorpio, though, you might want to dig deeper. The nature of Scorpio, sometimes it's the kind of person that wants to open the wound. So you have to be a little careful of that. But the moon is supporting it. Do you have a daughter?
Yes, I have twin daughters.
Well, I think that some of these issues, I tend to think of, and certainly when I work with astrology, I have to think of it as being mind-body. Okay, so with the moon in Pisces, your mother or your daughters, either or both, these might have had a little strain on you recently.
Mother.
Your mother. Okay, well, I think that is going to pass soon. It's going to pass, early spring. So I think that, that pressure is going to go away. So, I think that in terms of your health, this will certainly help that.
Okay.
I'm not a doctor, so I can't... but the sign, also, with the moon in Pisces, whatever illness that you might have had in the last couple of years would have been something that was a little... it didn't make a lot of sense to you.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but it's going to get clearer. You'll see in spring. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Ellen.
Bye-bye.
Let's get to our final caller now, this being Steve in the town of Yorktown, watching on cable channel 12. Date of birth, October 29th, 1952. Steve, good morning. You're on with Mary Michele.
Hi, Mary. Thank you for taking my call.
Hi. I'm glad you called, Steve. Was there a particular question?
Yes, I'm a Libra ascendant, and I just recently started my own data processing consulting firm, and I was wondering how you see that going for me. Successful, or is it the right thing for me at this time?
Well, as you know, Libra is a cardinal sign, so Libra ascendant means that you want to have your own business. The sun in Scorpio, it's about a very, very hard worker. you have the moon in Pisces, so this is a harmonious angle between the sun and the moon. You have, great understanding in terms of your emotions and what it is that you need to do. So it might have been a long time coming, you making this business happen, but I think it is an important thing for you to be doing. Over the next 2 years, there is the planet Saturn, which is going to be going through the sign of Aries, so it'll be going through your 7th house of partnerships. Do you have a partner?
Yes, I'm married.
Your wife is your partner?
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's my own business.
It's your own business, but you don't have any outside?
No.
Nobody's bringing money to it or financing you in any way?
Not at all.
Okay, well, that's the only thing that I think might cause a little conflict if you need at some point additional financing, or for some reason, so you need to take in a partner or something, that might be a little complicated over the next 2 years. But, certainly I think that the nature of having your own business is a very good thing for you to be doing, because you're good at being in charge, and Libra Ascendant is about being, diplomatic and good with people. So if there are people that work for you, you're very good at handling them. I think it's a good time.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you for calling. Mary Michele, you look tired.
Well, Mike, there were a lot of calls today.
There were 19 of them that we were able to get to. Are there any general tendencies for the coming week that, by the way, you're going to be back on Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday, 9:05 from Mary Michele. Any general tendencies that you can think of that would bode us well to remember, whatever?
Well, the moon is void, of course, today. It's going to be void, of course, until 4 o'clock. So I think that if you're at home and you're kind of contemplating your navel, so to speak, or you're thinking of ways to meditate, it's a good day for it.
What does the word void mean? It's not... You don't see it till then?
There's no aspects to the moon for the rest of the day, which means that there's, no activity, really. So it's a good day to, be at home and be tranquil, arrange the flowers.
I just got commented. It suddenly, as I looked at the monitor, I saw these daffodils.
Aren't they beautiful?
We are of the promise that it is going to be springtime.
Very soon, Mike.
Listen, have a good day, Mary Michele. We'll see you on Tuesday morning. Mary Michele taking your calls here at WVIP, AM 1310 and cable channel 12. Mary will be with us Tuesday the 12th, Tuesday the 19th, Tuesday the 26th, and I think we start Mondays after that, so you will be in good stead. 21 degree P's, Mike Sarnoff with you. And our special guest today is a gentleman by the name of John Vaccaro. John Vaccaro is one of the owners of the Barber Pole, located in... All right, we have one open line for Mary Michele at 241-1310. Mary Michele, I told you they were waiting to talk to you. Nobody believes me. All right, Mary is calling from the town of Yorktown, July 2nd, 1924. Mary, good morning. You're on with Mary.
Good morning, Mary. How are you? Are you there?
Mary, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Mary, are you there? Okay, I guess Mary is not there. Why don't we go to Gina? Gina is from Mount Kisco, October 23rd, 1965.
Okay.
Gina, you're on with Mary Michele.
Hi.
Hi, Gina. How are you?
Oh, not too good.
No? What's the problem?
Oh, I was involved in an accident a couple of months ago, and I'm just hoping that you can help me a little bit and shed some light.
Okay. What kind of an accident was it?
Automobile.
Uh-huh. I know that's really shocking. I mean, not just to the body, but to the psyche as well.
It's mostly the body.
Was it mostly the body? Did you break a lot of bones?
Fractured and herniated, yeah.
I'm sorry?
Fractured my back.
Oh, how awful.
I've been in bed for 6 months.
Oh, that's terrible. October?
23rd.
23rd. Okay, you were born the last day of Libra.
Mm-hmm. But I'm also a Scorpio. Depends on the day.
Depends on the day. Have you had your chart done?
Oh, yeah.
You've had it done?
What?
Have you had your chart actually done? Have you had the time of birth and everything?
No, it varies. Like, if I read my horoscope, I'm sometimes a Libra and a Scorpio.
Right, but if you had your chart done, if you actually, had the computer print out, if you sent away, $3 to get the chart, you would know exactly whether it's whether you have the sun in Libra or the sun in Scorpio. If if you have the sun in Libra, which I think the odds are pretty good, but anyway, we can talk about it because you have the moon in Libra, and the moon is very important. It's about our daily routines and rituals and so on. So, the moon in Libra, you have Mercury in Scorpio, Venus in Sagittarius. Did this happen in the fall?
In August.
In August, last August.
Yeah.
Let's see. What is your interest? You have Venus and Mars both in Sagittarius. It's like you're someone that likes to learn a lot. Do you read?
Yes.
Yeah, quite a bit. What kind of things do you read?
Novels and things about the world, all kinds of stuff. I started reading a lot since this happened to me.
I think you're getting a lot more from this learning and so on, and also the contemplation, just the time that you're spending by yourself. And I know it's a very painful thing, but I think that you are getting more out of it than you realize. And those periods where we have to go within and we kind of have to search for our reason for being and our spiritual beliefs and our philosophical beliefs, these are things that I think really will sustain you. In terms of it, when it's going to move on, I think you're going to have a period of feeling better. You should be feeling as of last week, for the next 3 weeks is a very good time for you. Have they said that are you able to walk?
Yeah, I've started to. They're giving me steroid shots, and that's helping. So I'm hoping that within the next month I should be a lot better.
I think you're going to have a lot of energy over the next 3 weeks to really push yourself to, move. It's like you've taken that inward time. You've taken the time to read a lot and contemplate. Do you like mysteries?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that anything that has a little bit of a flair of the mysterious or a puzzle-oriented thing is very good because it helps the mind, distract itself. Really, meditation, in a way, has that kind of repetition in the mystery of it. And I think that you've done a lot of that. And now is a good time to start pushing a little harder. You have to push yourself a little harder.
And hard on the kids. I have a family also.
Right, but I think your kids will bounce back. As I say, I think you're being more contemplative and being, where you have to rely on your inner sources has been something that has taught them something as well. Because usually we kind of rush around and try to keep everybody so occupied that they don't ever have time to think.
Yeah.
So this is good. I know I know it's hard to try to think of it that way, but please try a little harder.
Thank you.
Okay,
thank you for calling. Let us go to Carla. Carla, you look marvelous this morning. I can see you through the camera on cable channel 12. Carla's date of birth is April 1st, 1960, calling from Yorktown. Good morning. You're on with Mary Michele.
Morning.
Mike, do you know Carla?
I've never met Carla, but I can see her. You see, she's right over. You can't see her?
I can't see her.
Hi, Carla.
Hi.
Thanks for waving.
Okay, Carla. Did you have a particular question?
I'm concerned about where we're going to be residing. I have to get out of our house very shortly. And everything is so up in the air. I'm really nervous.
Oh, right.
Financially, are we going to be stable soon? Everything's so up in the air. It's it's hard to get sleep at night.
Right. Well, the sun in Aries, the moon in Gemini, this is, harmonious. Mercury in Pisces. What kind of work do you do?
Right now I'm into antiques. I have a small shop. I do a lot of crafty things, too.
Has your business suffered a bit in the last couple of years?
Well, actually, it just started about not even 2 years ago. I used to be a word processor, which I don't want to do anymore, but that seemed to be more financially stable.
Your business is going to get better. Okay, if it has been tough in the last 2 years, it's going to have a major shift here. And you have Mercury in Pisces and Venus in Pisces. Venus is the arts and dealing with, beautiful things, old things. Pisces is the old soul of the universe. So you have the sun in Aries and the moon in Gemini, but you have these two very close personal planets in the sign of Pisces, which have not had an easy time. So in terms of your business, that's going to increase. That's going to get better. And I think you can stick with the antiques. You do have Mars in Aquarius. So, this would be why the computers would be something that you would also be good with. Maybe you could do antiques on the internet.
Wouldn't that be great if I specialized in one thing?
Yeah, definitely. In terms of your move, why are you moving?
Our house is foreclosing.
Your house is foreclosing. So where are you moving? Do you have a sense of where you're moving to?
I have certain areas I like. I'm very picky because of the school districts. So at this point, it's getting so down to the wire, I may just have to take something.
I think that it's, in terms of your moving, it's going to be a little touch and go for a while. But I think you can handle it. Aries is the sign, it's known as the sign that has great initiative powers and will start new projects and stuff. In general, it's not the sign that offers a tremendous amount of security. So what you want to do is you want to go with your strengths. So, if you have to pack up and move and then perhaps move again, you're good at that.
How would that be with my daughter? She's only in kindergarten, though. She makes friends, and then...
Yeah, but your daughter will be okay. What you have to realize always with our family, what we have to realize is if we realize ourselves, if we come to the truth of who we are, our family's going to be much more comfortable with us. If you're not being true to yourself because you're worrying about her, nobody's getting anywhere. It's kind of a mushy soup. So Aries is somebody that is good at starting new and initiating new projects. So Saturn is going into Aries over the next 2 years. So there is this problem of, wanting to create structure, and they're at war, creating structure and starting new projects. They're not always,
Is like overextending us financially. Is that a good idea to take that leap and possibly be overextended a while till things get better? Or should we...
I would be conservative.
Conservative.
Yeah. It's a time to be conservative, but don't be afraid of starting new things. I have to go. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you very much for calling. Marlene has been very patient waiting here on line 1. Date of birth, March 8th, 1954, calling from Mohegan Lake. Marlene, good morning. You're on with Mary Michele.
Good morning, Marlene. Did you have a particular question?
Yes, I was just let go from my position a week ago, and this is my last week of employment there, and I was wondering if you see anything as far as changes or anything coming about.
You just started a new job and you're leaving again?
I just was let go last week. This is my last week.
Okay, but you've been there for a while. Have you been at the job for a while?
Over a year.